This video's purpose is to teach you which armor pieces are the best to craft and equip for each stage of the game. I've provided timestamps in the video, so if you're looking for a specific section, maybe you're in early game, mid game, or late game and you're looking for the best armor, you can use that timestamp to skip to that section. So let's start off with the best early game fighter armor. Honestly, if you're just getting started in Grounded 2 and you're looking to go with the fighter build, the Akon armor set is the way to go. It gives you a solid chunk of defense, like enough not to panic when you run into a soldier ant, mite, or even the spider junior. Plus, it boosts your max health, which is super helpful while you're just getting used to the game. The good thing about this armor set is that it works so well with the early game molar upgrades. Stack those together and suddenly you got more health, more stamina, and even more inventory space if you want to. It just makes early game feels way smoother. You die less, loot more, and actually have time to enjoy exploring instead of constantly running for your life. If you're not a fan of the fighter armor, then the best other option is the early game ranger armor, because currently there's no early game mage armor, so it's either fighter or range. For the range one, I suggest that you go ahead and use the grub armor set. This thing is all about hitting weak spots super hard. It has the Ranger Armor mod, which basically means if you can aim well, whether with a bow, a spear, or even a quick melee weapon, you'll melt enemies way faster just by targeting their weak spot. But that's not all. It also has another mod called the Quick Charge mod, which lets you pull off charge attacks way faster. So if you like sneaking up, hitting hard, and getting out before the enemies knows what happened, this set is perfect for you. It's awesome for those hit and run builds or a bow main who wants to stay mobile but still want to hit like a truck. Now we're going to be moving on to the best mid-game armors. We're going to be starting off with the fighter armor. I suggest that you don't sleep on the roach armor set, even though we're only going to be using 2 pieces of that armor set in this build. It's honestly one of the best early game to mid-game setups that you can use. And if you're looking for something to keep the pressure on without burning through healing items, this is the set for you. So you're going to start off with the roach, chestplate, and greaves, and together they give you this perk called Feeding Frenzy. So basically what this does is every time you loot a body after a kill, you get a little bit of heal. So the more stuff you fight and beat, the more you recover. It's perfect if you like staying in fights instead of running back to base every 5 minutes. As I mentioned before, we won't be using the roach headgear, but here's the real trick. Throw in that red ant helmet and that gives you rogue armor for extra damage, and the ant mod, which cuts down your stamina usage when swinging ant weapon. Translation, you're hitting harder, swinging faster, and not getting as tired as quickly. This setup is great for the types of players who want to keep pushing forward, clear rooms, loot, heal, and repeat. No babysitting your health bar or wasting supplies. Just stay aggressive and let your gear carry the grind. If you're not a fan of the fighting armor in Grounded 2 and you want something more along the lines of a ranger armor, here is the best ranger armor for mid-game. I assume you're going to be using a bow with this build, so if you're using a bow in Grounded 2, the B armor set is a total game changer for mid-game. Like no joke, this is the gear for ranged players. You get the B face mask, shoulder plates, and the shin guard, and they come with 2 killer perks, Ranger armor and the more better draw. Ranger armor is going to give you that bonus damage every time you hit that weak spot, which means if you're decent at aiming, basically turns all of your arrows into critical missiles. It's super effective against stuff like spiders and flying bugs with obvious weak spots. But the real MVP for this set is more better draw. What it does, it widens the timing window for perfect bow shots. So basically it makes you don't have to be frame perfect to land max damage. It makes range combat feels way smoother and you're way less likely to whiff under pressure. If you want to go the mage route in Grounded 2, the sizzling armor set, it's where things really start heating up, literally. It's the first proper mage focus gear you'll get your hands on, and it's actually super solid once you're into a mid game. You'll get the sizzling circlet, robes, and sandals. The whole package is built for elemental damage. The main perk of this armor set is mage armor, which cuts down the stamina cost when using a staff. That means more fireballs, more shocks, more spell spams without having to constantly stop and chug stamina smoothies. You get to stay in action longer and you keep the pressure on. But here's the real MVP of this set, and it's something that you should prepare for when you're in mid game. game, and that is sizzle resistant. Around mid game, so many enemies and bosses are going to start throwing sizzle damage at you, and if you're not prepared for it, you'll get roasted fast. This armor lets you tank through that mess and keep dishing out damage. So yeah, if you're planning to main a staff or just love tossing out elemental chaos, the sizzling set is your go-to. It's not just stylish, it keeps you alive and keeps your stamina in check. Honestly, it will carry you all the way into late game without breaking a sweat. If you're all about speed, burst damage, and just straight up deleting enemies before they even know what hit them, the Weaver set is your go-to rogue armor. It's basically made for hit and run chaos. Dash in, smack them for a fat chunk of damage, and bounce out before they even react. Clean, fast, and brutal. The real MVP for this set is the dual dasher mod. It makes your charge dash attacks hit like a truck. I'm talking about one-shotting bugs before they even get into their aggro animation. Now here's where things get even nastier. Once you bag your first spider wolf and you grab some of its parts, swap out the Weaver hood for the wolf hood. That unlocks the venomous dash mod, which throws poison into the mix. So now, not only are you nuking stuff with dashes, you're also leaving them slowly melting away from the poison after you dip. So the dual dasher plus the venom dasher is just super unfair. You're basically turning into a stealth blender. Quick in, quick out, and everything behind you is either dead or dying. If you're into rogue type play and you love that fast-paced surgical strike type combat, this build is 100% your vibe. Now we're going to be taking a look at the best mage late game armor set. If you're trying to go full wizard mode in Grounded 2, don't just slap on the full sizzling set and call it a day. That's what most people would do, but honestly, the best mage loadout is actually a mix. And yeah, it includes the eye patch, believe it or not. What you're going to want to do is rock the sizzling robe and the sizzling sandal. Those two will give you the mage armor perk, which is a game changer. It cuts down how much stamina you will burn when casting, so you can actually stay in fights longer and keep blasting without running out of stamina. Now here's where things get spicy. Instead of finishing off the set with the sizzling circlets, just throw in the eye patch. It has way less defense, sure, but it gives you more raw damage, and that's huge. The full sizzling set will increase your attack speed, but let's be real, if your stamina is drained, who cares if you can attack faster, because you won't have any stamina to attack. You'll be just waving your staff around like an idiot. The eye patch lets every spell hit like a truck. Less casting, more killing. You end fights quicker, save on healing, and burn through bosses way faster. It's a smarter setup, not about spamming, but making every hit count. If you're more of a range specialist and you love bows, this one's for you. The best ranger build I've found is straight up the grub armor plus the marksman cap. Sounds basic, maybe, but it's pretty cracked once you see it in action. So what you're going to want to do is use the grub vest and leggings for the quick charge mod. This basically lets you pull off charge bow shots faster, like way faster. So instead of sitting there waiting for a full draw, you're just rapid firing powerful shots over and over. You're staying in motion and just shredding enemies. Then if you go ahead and slap on that marksman cap, that gives you the ranger armor mod that does bonus damage to weak spot. So now you're not just firing fast, you're hitting harder right where it hurts. This build absolutely wrecks high mobility enemies or anything with obvious weak spot. You can stay agile, keep your distance, and melt enemies' health bar before they even touch you. And the best part is all of these stuff for this build you can get pretty early on in the game if you know where to look. So now we're going to be taking a look at the best fighter late game armor. If you're looking to tank hits and just stand your ground without getting knocked around, the Ladybug armor set, it's where things are at. No joke, this thing turns you into a walking wall. So we've got the faceplate, chestplate, and shin guard. And once you suit up in all three, your defense is nuts. Like, you can straight up face tank stuff that would flatten any other armor set. It's perfect for those players who just like to jump into the middle of chaos and take hits like a champ. But it's not just about high defense. You also get some pretty awesome mods with this armor set, like fighter mod ×3 and bargain block ×3, which basically means your block stamina goes way farther and it's way easier for you to pull off perfect blocks. So not only are you soaking up damage, you're blocking better and getting smacked around way less. It's like the game just lets you stay in fights way longer without burning through all of your healing items. The best part, it's not some late game grind either. Ladybugs are super durable to farm early on, and once you've got the parts, you can craft a full set super easy. If you're new to the game or just want to feel unkillable early on, slap on the Ladybug gear and go full tank mode. So that's it. Those are my picks for the best armor for early, mid, and late game. If you have any comments in the comment section, feel free to go ahead and let's start a discussion. Also, please like and subscribe for future content.